Wednesday, the 22nd of December. Well, this is our midweek service just before Christmas Day, isn't it? So, of course, things have gone astray, haven't they? Plans that were made have had to be changed, had to be cancelled, and yeah, not very good. I think the first thing for me is that I had lots planned for Monday and Tuesday of this week, visiting people and especially going to the hospital to see someone and just bits and bobs that really needed to get done. But then on Sunday night, I took really unwell and suffice to say, all my stomach muscles are now really tender. I actually thought my stomach was going to come out my throat at one point. It was so violent with being sick. But it's really left me feeling pretty rubbish, to say the least. So Monday and Tuesday this week have literally gone out the window. My plans alone for that have gone astray. And it looks as though Wednesday and Thursday, well, maybe not everything that I wanted to get done is now going to get done. And I certainly can't visit anyone when I'm not feeling 100%. But don't worry, been taking a lateral flow every day, as it seems to be just a tummy bug that I've got. So that's me. Then, of course, we heard just at the weekend there that my son, Scott, now has COVID. So him and his wife and my grandson, they were all coming up, my daughter, and they were coming up just after Christmas, Boxing night and the following morning. Now, of course, they can't do that. He's in isolation with his family until at least the 28th or 29th, as long as nobody else catches it in the house. So that's put paid to that, hasn't it? And I thought, what else could go wrong? Well, my great niece, Iona, she was diagnosed with COVID the day after my son. Certainly the two haven't met in this time, so it's not linked, but things have had to be cancelled there because it was my nephew, her dad's birthday, his 50th birthday on Christmas Eve, and there was a family party planned. That's no longer happening. And then, of course, my nephew's sister-in-law, they were all coming up from Oxford. That ain't happening now either. So I just thought, oh, here we go, something else cancelled. And then, of course, with the new regulations and having to be safe, and it's only right that we do so, we have had to cancel our Christingle service and our Christmas Day service. So, yeah, I'm starting off with a lot of gloom and doom here, aren't I? It's probably not what I usually would say. I usually come on bouncing and full of the joys. And of course, my daughter, she can't come to Boxing Day evening or night because she's a nurse and she's working Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. But then I've got her for a few days, so that will be good. So things look pretty rubbish and pretty bleak for us at the moment. However, let's look at it in a different light. Aren't I glad that the COVID for my son was discovered before he spread it to anybody else in the family, whether it be his wife's family or our family? So that's a blessing, isn't it? And of course, I think that I will be feeling much better in a few days' time. It would be nice to actually eat again. I've not really, I think I've eaten tea biscuits for the last 2 days. But yeah, it would be good to actually eat something and not feel ugh. And then, of course, people with COVID at present, we really do hope and pray, and that hope is there, that they don't get the long effects from it, the long COVID as they call it. So we hope they get through this COVID period, anyone that has it at present, and that they don't have any side effects from it later on. And another sign of hope is that people suffering from long COVID, well, the hope is that it will eventually go, or something can be done to help them. Because there's always new inventions and new ideas and lots of things happen. You just don't know what's around that corner. And that's the hope that we have. For me, the biggest hope is that people won't gather in large numbers over this period. You know, gather with your families. It doesn't have to be big. But also that people will wear masks, that they will wash and sanitize their hands, and that if they are together and it's a smaller room, please, please, please try and keep it ventilated. It's not a lot to ask. It's really not. So the hope is there that people can do these small things to help. Christmas is a very special time for most people in their lives. And for me, it is very special, but not because of Santa and all the gifts that we get. So my hope for this Christmas, especially because Christmas is a time of hope, is that, well, I hope that my Christmas will be extended this year and we will have Christmas towards the end of the year. That sounds feasible, doesn't it? I think that's good. My hope is that my son and his wife and my grandson will get out of isolation around about the 28th and 29th, and that my daughter-in-law and grandson won't take COVID. My nephew's party has been cancelled to Hogmanay, so that there is a couple of parties all rolled into one there, so that'll be good. Again, bigger house, lots of ventilation, big gazebo up outside with heaters in it, so things should be okay. But just stop for a moment and let's be thankful for this time of year. Even with everything that's going on, let's be thankful for the people who will be working through Christmas and New Year. All of our emergency services and all our shop staff and so many more who are there to get us through this period. Let's be thankful that we are still here, even if our plans have been mucked up, even if we're not feeling 100% ourselves. Let's be thankful that we are still here to talk about where our plans are going, when our delayed plans can then be re-looked at and we can then take part in all of it. And let's thank God. Let's thank God for the talents and the gifts that God has given us so that we can use our gifts and talents to help others in so many different ways. So Christmas is a time of love, of peace and of hope. And I just wanted to finish off this last service, little reflection before Christmas, to say the Eastern Road have brought a lot of hope to people just this Christmas time alone. So this week we have given to Strathmore Primary School, 15 families have just received vouchers varying from £40 to £60 each. We have additional vouchers that we've given out to other families that we know who are not at Strathmore Primary but who need a little bit of help at this time. And that's done through ourselves and the cooperation of Angus Council, who helped with this, and it's came to well over £1,000. So thank you. And what hope is that for people? It's absolutely super. And when we held our Angus Toy Appeal, well, we brought in over 100 toys for the Angus Toy Appeal so that gifts could be given to those in need over this Christmas period. That's just 2 things that we in Eastern Road have done. Never mind everything that we have offered to people in our community and also people in our own church. I really am looking forward to 2022. And I hope you are too. So it's just, there will be no midweek reflection next Wednesday. So it's just to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a very happy and peaceful New Year as we head into 2022, full of love, full of peace, and certainly full of hope. God bless everyone.